Now, I played a little football in the NFL for 13 years. That was my job. Barbecue is my passion.
6 Shark Tank investments that paid off great in the long run. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribe to enter this month's shoutout giveaway. Scrub Daddy.
I'm Aaron Krause from Philadelphia, and I'm known as the daddy of the Scrub Daddy.
A sponge company has far and away become the biggest Shark Tank success story. Over the past 3 years, Scrub Daddy has brought in a total of $75 million in revenue, according to investor Lori Greiner. Greiner made a deal with its founder and CEO Aaron Krause in Season 4 for $200,000 in exchange for 20% equity. At that point, Krause had struggled to reach $100,000 in sales over 18 months, but Greiner saw great potential in the company's signature offering, a proprietary smiley face sponge that was more durable, hygienic, and effective than a traditional one. She helped Krause expand his product line and brought them onto QVC and into stores like Bed Bath & Beyond, where they have become bestsellers. Tipsy Elves. When Robert Herjavec invested $100,000 for 10% of Evan Mendelsohn and Nick Morton's Ugly Christmas Sweater Company in Season 4, it could seem to viewers that he was betting on a fleeting fad, but it turned out to be his most profitable Shark Tank investment, he told Business Insider. To stay ahead of trends, Herjavec helped make Tipsy Elves a year-round novelty apparel company that can capitalize off multiple holidays and college football season. Before its 2013 Shark Tank appearance, Tipsy Elves made $900,000 in annual revenue. Last year, it brought around $8 million. And this year, it's on track to make $12 million according to the company. Breathometer. In Season 5, Charles Yim got a 5-shark deal for Breathometer, a portable breathalyzer that works with a smartphone. Mark Cuban, Kevin O'Leary, Damon John, Herjavec, and Greiner got in on a $650,000 deal for 30% of the company. Since his Shark Tank appearance, Yim secured an additional $6.5 million in funding, partnered with a prestigious Cleveland clinic, and developed a more accurate and more portable main product in addition to a device that tracks oral health and hydration levels. Yim told Incorporated that Breathometer is expected to end 2015 with $20 million in sales, double last year's number. Bubba Q's boneless ribs.
Now, I played a little football in the NFL for 13 years. That was my job. Barbecue is my passion.
Al Bubba Baker, 1978 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, secured a deal with John in Season 5 for $300,000 in exchange for 30% equity and in licensing rights to his company, Bubba Q's Boneless Ribs. John told Business Insider that as someone who built a career in fashion, he never expected that his most profitable investment would be in a rib business. John helped Baker secure a deal with a large-scale food processing plant and thinks he can soon get Bubba Q's to become a national brand with $200 million in lifetime sales. Grace and Lace. In Season 5, Barbara Corcoran invested $175,000 for 10% of husband and wife duo Melissa and Rick Kinnan's fashion company Grace and Lace. Corcoran told Business Insider that it's her most profitable Shark Tank investment. Before their appearance, the Hinnans brought in about $1 million in sales. They are now expecting $6.5 million this year, a boost helped by an appearance in Cosmopolitan magazine. As the company has grown, its philanthropic mission has as well, and since appearing on the show, it has used profits to open 2 orphanages in India, housing a total of 100 kids. 1031 Productions. In Season 5, Cuban decided to put up $2 million for 20% of Melissa Carbone's live horror entertainment company, 1031 Productions. Last year, the company brought in $3 million in revenue, and although he did not disclose an exact number, Cuban told us it is making at least $500,000 in annual profit. 1031 has another successful Halloween season this year in its birthplace of Los Angeles, but struggled in its expansion to New York City due to a lack of preparation for storm conditions. Carbone said it was stressful but valuable learning experience, and she looks forward to expanding to Cuban's hometown Dallas next year. Wicked Good Cupcakes. Tracy Noonan and Daniel Villaggi are a mother-daughter duo from Boston with a company that makes cupcakes in a jar. In Season 4, they made a deal with O'Leary in which he invested $75,000 for royalties instead of equity. He made $1 for every cupcake sold, and he made his money back, and then began receiving 50 cents per cupcake sold. Since its appearance on the show, Wicked Good Companies has expanded to a new production facility and a couple of new locations. O'Leary said it's his most profitable investment on the show, and since Noonan and Villaggi appeared, they've gone from around $7,000 in monthly sales to $400,000, or about $4.8 million annually. Red Dress Boutique. Cuban and Herjavec split a $1.2 million investment for 10% equity in Diana and Josh Harbor's online women's fashion retailer, The Red Dress Boutique, in Season 6, with Cuban taking the lead advisory role. In the week following their television appearance, the husband and wife team brought in $1 million in sales, but also couldn't keep up with demand. Cuban helped them with infrastructure infrastructure issues, and last year, they brought in $14 million in revenue. Cuban said it's making at least $500,000 in annual profit. Bombas. In season 6, Bombas co-founder gave John a 17.5% stake in their company for $200,000. It is an online-only athletic sock company that donates a pair of socks to a homeless shelter for every pair sold. Bombas founders told radio host Jason Box that they sold $400,000 of socks in the 4 days after their television appearance and ended 2014 with $2 million in sales. John said it is one of his most profitable investments. Simple Sugars.
I started Simple Sugars almost 7 years ago when I was 11 years old.
Lainey Lazari was just 18 when she entered the tank in season 4 to pitch her skincare company Simple Sugars. She ended up making a deal with Cuban for $100,000 in return for 33% equity. Within just 24 hours of her episode's premiere, Lazari's sales jumped to $220,000 from $50,000, and she hit $1 million 6 weeks later. Today, Simple Sugars products are in more than 700 retail locations and ship internationally. Last year, the company brought in more than $3 million in revenue, and Cuban said it's one of his most profitable investments from the show. Groovebook. Husband and wife team Brian and Julie Whiteman came into the tank in season 3 to present Groovebook, a digital photo subscription service. For $2.99 a month, users get a bound book of high-resolution photos they took with their smartphones. The founders made a deal with Cuban and O'Leary for $150,000 in exchange for 80% of licensing profits, with O'Leary taking the lead advisory role. Not only did the Whitemans gain 50,000 subscribers shortly after the premiere of their episode, but last November, the publicly traded company Shutterfly brought Groovebook for $14.5 million. Cousins Maine Lobster. Cousins Sabine Lomack and Jim Chalikis shipped lobster from their home state of Maine to their new home in California and just started a high-end food truck named Cousins Maine Lobster, which became known for its lobster rolls. The Cousins made a deal with Corcoran for $55,000 in exchange for 15% of their company in season 4. Shortly after the episode premiered, the company hit $700,000 in sales. Last year, they brought in $8 million in revenue, according to Entrepreneur. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.